joy versus insanity, and why I don't like Luffy's current form of Gear 5th. Hello Internet, Jojo here, and I've been a fan of One Piece for a while. I've said that many times and made many videos on One Piece. But recently, I've started to question why Luffy laughing and giggling while he fights bothers me so much. I think I actually figured it out. It's because there is a distinct difference between the joy of combat that most characters in fiction have, such as Goku, I guess Yusuke to some extent, and Luffy now. There's a difference between that and just insanity, like the Joker or Hisoka. But the difference is very different than what you might think. Because on the surface, you look at them and go, they're similar, they both laugh, they both have fun during fighting, and they have fun bringing pain to other people, because that's what the fighting is. Where's the difference? And I think I figured out really what separates them. And there's a number of things, but heroes, the good guys, they earn that right to be joyful in combat. So many characters have mastered their craft to such a high level that they can just do whatever they want and be happy about it. They can win fights against other master opponents without having to land a single hit. I think one of my favorite examples of this is Wesley from The Princess Bride when he fights Inigo Montoya. They are two masters of their craft, but Wesley is just so much better. He's able to destroy Inigo Montoya quite easily without actually having to land a single hit. It shows this distinct difference, and there is a very clear joy that both of them have until the final section of that fight. Because up until that section of the fight, they were both having fun.
You are wonderful. Thank you. I've worked hard to become so.
But they were having fun because they both maintained, and this is kind of the second thing, they both maintained control.
I admit it, you are better than I am. Then why are you smiling? Because I know something you don't know. And what is that? I am not left-handed.
They controlled everything in that fight from their perspective, and they knew how much their opponent controlled. They could measure that distance, and that mattered.
Oh, there's something I want to tell you. Tell me. I'm not left-handed either.
Garrett Elwes in Men in Tights demonstrated this flawlessly in his fight with the Sheriff of Rottingham. During the entire time, he is making the Sheriff of Rottingham look like a buffoon, and he has a massive smile on his face. He's never out of control of the situation, and that control lets him save others. These characters who enjoy fighting would not have a smile on their face if someone else got hurt under their watch because they were having fun. Goku would not be happy if someone stabbed Vegeta because he was too busy having a fun time goofing off and fighting the guy. He would not. That's like the entire point of the Super Saiyan forms. It's not fun, it's stressful. And we actually do see this shift in control in Robin Hood. See, at the archery tournament, he loses. You know that classic scene of Robin Hood shooting an arrow and it pierces the other arrow down the middle? That happens to him.
I split Robin's arrow in twain!
I lost.
He's not smiling. And then he pulls out the script and reads it and gets another shot and then launches like a homing missile. It's wild. And that's a very different scenario. But during that scenario, whenever he was out of control, whenever his actions could have led to some seriously bad results for everyone involved, the Merryman himself, Maid Marian, everyone involved, he was not smiling happy. The Joker doesn't care. He doesn't care about other people and how they're affected. He just does what he wants. The level of control is what really separates the psychopaths from the good guys having fun. The Joker doesn't care. The only thing he wants to be in control of is the insanity around him. The more insane, the better. That's all he cares about. And that's where Luffy is. Kizaru could have killed the entire crew because Luffy was too busy goofing off. Sentomaru got stabbed, and his reaction isn't, oh shoot, I gotta take this seriously now. It's, Oh, I'm sorry you almost died. That's my fault. Sorry. That's a psychopath. That's a evil person. Yes, evil. And once tomorrow tries to take the blame from Luffy, I don't believe that. Unless you want me to believe that Lucci is potentially on par with or stronger than Kizaru, I don't believe that. Regardless, either way, Luffy should be more than capable of stopping that. Maybe he would have seen it if his eyes weren't closed. And if you notice, in both Robin Hood and Princess Bride, Carrot Elwes didn't take a hit the entire time. Once you take that first hit, you don't have the right. You don't have the right to be non-serious. Luffy's taking so many hits in Gear 5th, it's ridiculous. He doesn't have the right to be laughing. Joy in combat is born from the right to have that. It's like respect. No one just gives you respect. You have to earn it. You have to be worthy of the respect. Also, just in general, Men in Tights does comedy way better than One Piece, but that's a different scenario.
I challenge you to a duel. I accept.
Also, his power is not about freedom. Everyone says that his power is about freedom. It's about freedom for one, which is called the monarchy, right? The freedom of one individual above all else that's the king. That's a monarch. Not about freedom for anyone else. He is the ruler. So you have noticed how his powers force other people to comply to his will. When he punches someone in the face and their face bends like rubber, that is them being forced to comply to his will. When other people's eyes pop out of their socket whenever they see him do something crazy, that's not natural to them. He is forcing them against their will to do what he wants. Luffy's not freeing anyone with Gear 5th. The only person that is free is himself.
You're always doing this, reducing it to science. But just think of it though. Don't you think it's beautiful?
I think it's horrific.
That's why the edgy forms and the stereotypical self-sacrificing forms are so much better than this, because it is the individual sacrificing for other people. This is other people sacrificing so that Luffy can have a good time. So that's what his form is. And that's a theme that I just don't like right now. Because now Luffy's just laughing at everything. He hasn't earned it. Luffy isn't the warrior of liberation. He's a warrior of oppression. He's a warrior of selfish oppression. He forces other people to literally bend to his will. That's what his power is. The last person who had this power, Joy Boy, we assume that it's Joy Boy at least. He lost. Whatever fight he was having, he lost. So there is precedence for this laughing to actually end up being a detriment. Covering your eyes and closing your eyes and giggling and not even viewing the situation correctly, it's not only limiting your perceiving ability, but it's limiting your ability to perceive the danger that others are in. Oh, but hockey, look, they haven't actually addressed hockey, in observation hockey at least, in such a long time. Oda doesn't care about it, which is very poor storytelling. If you're gonna introduce something like that, it's your fault if you can't use it well, okay? Everyone likes to say that, oh, One Piece is a goofy pirate manga. No, it's never been that. Some of the best moments in One Piece will always be the serious ones. His reaction to seeing Shushu's owner's building burnt down, when he sees Hachi shot by a celestial dragon, when he goes Gear 2nd for the first time, whenever Ace is donutted and he screams. These moments will go down far, far more in history, already have gone down in history, as better moments than Gear 5th. One Piece has had flares of goofiness, but they've never ever taken away from or been the central focus of the emotional impact. Luffy did not win his fight against Arlong because he used Arlong's teeth as his own teeth. Luffy did not beat Crocodile because of Water Luffy. He beat it because of Blood Luffy. It's simply a flare of goofiness that doesn't actually matter. It's for fun. That's the point. It's fun, not mandatory. Have you guys ever been told to have fun? Mandatory fun? What is that like? It's miserable, right? Fun is optional all the time. If it's not optional, it's not fun. When you can't protect others from danger, you have no right to laugh. And you shouldn't laugh, just as a common sense thing in the middle of a fight.
Into round 3, Joe's getting a few punches in. He does some more disco moves and gets a fucking foot to the face. There is a time and a place to be Michael Jackson, but not in the MMA ring.
It's compulsory for Luffy. That's what it feels like. That's the worst part. It feels compulsory. It seems compulsory. He can't help but laugh. Honestly, it's a little worrying.
I love it. The thrill of battle, the pounding of my heart. I love it!
As far as I'm aware, no one has laughed really at this. They've been surprised. No one laughs in One Piece at Luffy. Right? I don't recall. They all look worried because it doesn't seem like Luffy. It's not. It's Joy Boy. And I hope Joy Boy dies. Luffy has always been a goofy-ish character with very serious motives and intense emotions. He loves people a lot. He loves his crew. He hates bad people, which is weird considering he's the pirate. He is very protective. He has intense emotions. When he gets angry, he gets angry. Gear 5th just isn't that. It's not Luffy. Luffy never designed any of his forms to be funny. They're always functional designs. To the purpose of serious combat. I don't think Gear 5th actually fits Luffy. But these are just my thoughts on Gear 5th and why it doesn't... It's not funny. It's not joyful. It's psychopathic. He laughs even in the face of dead corpses.
2 policemen are in critical condition. You're laughing. You're laughing. Someone was killed today because of what you did.
I know.
Anyway, I've gotten a bit off topic, I think. I'll talk about other things later. Bye-bye.